Hello everyone, welcome to my spiritual sanctuary. My name is Sandra. How is everybody doing? I want to wish everybody a happy new month ahead of the Yang Fire Dog, which started on the 8th. Okay, and it's going to run until November 7th, and that's a little bit about what I'm going to talk about today is the new energies coming in for the month ahead. Now, if you do remember last month, we were in the year of the dragon, and when the dog month came in on October 8th, that was the day that we had the Hurricane Milton hit Florida. So that energy was a clash. It was very volatile energy. So we are not in store for anything like that. I'm happy to report this month we are in the year of the snake. So when we combine the month of the dog with the snake, they're both fire energy, and with the yang fire, and then we have yang fire with the fire snake, and then also when we look at the dog, it's earth. So it is a productive cycle, and that is, fire creates more earth. So that's a good indication that things could potentially move along in whatever way you desire, or it does indicate that there is a propensity to have the energy move forward faster in a much more productive way than what we had last month, okay, or even last year. So that's the good news. In fact, the numbers for the month and the year, they are in sequence. So we do have, when we have number sequences that are in alignment, so we have, let's see here. So, for instance, like what I mean by that is, like in the Southeast, we have the monthly star 2 and the yearly star 1. So 1, 2. In the South, we have the yearly star 6, monthly star 7, 6, 7. Every sector direction that potentially this month is in a productive cycle, let's say it's in the number sequence that leads to that next level, okay? So with the Aries moon that we just had, the full moon, the harvest moon, it is a potential for you to have that energy to produce. And now that we are out of the eclipse season where we kind of laid everything away, got everything out of our life that we didn't want or need, now it's ready to kind of move forward and decide how do we want to move forward into the rest of 2025 and even into 2026, the year of the horse, the fire horse. A lot of fire energy. So it's a good month for, starting new projects, starting new things in your life, deciding how you want to move forward with career success. Now, with all of the government shutdowns that we're going through right now, it's kind of showing us that we cannot be codependent, and we have to kind of be independent and pivot when we need to. So it's really important, I feel, to have other options. And as we move into 2026, I feel like it's going to even be more important to not have codependency on one income, okay? I'm just going to kind of tell you that 2026, it's fire horse year, and the prophecies have kind of portrayed that, it could be kind of a year of change. It's a month of change. And so I would say that, that's the only thing that we can really count on is change in our life, right? So, innovate, try new things, and it's a good time to make new changes, okay, with the fire energy. We are in the year of the 9 as well, which is also fire. So a propensity to move forward. Fire careers are, beauty, IT, computers, innovation, internet marketing, internet businesses, health, entertainment, beauty. Those are the fields, and we can look at your chart if you want to have a reading and see what would be your most prominent career for your particular strengths, okay? And we can kind of look at that and see what would be a good fit for you if you are looking to change a career, or looking at maybe even starting, some kind of a side business or a new business of some kind, okay? That's the beauty of astrology, because we can kind of look into the future and see what are the energies that are coming up for us, and what is my strengths and weaknesses, and how do I ride the energy to my best advantage, health-wise, career-wise, relationship-wise, all of it. So when we combine that with the Feng Shui, we can have huge results. So that is, I would say, the most, I would say it's a good investment to put that into an astrology reading and find out what 2026 would present for you and how to move forward in a way that is productive, okay? So this month, we are in the year of the snake. We are in the month of the fire dog. I just wanted to mention that if you have dragon in your chart anywhere, like what I mentioned earlier, is what happened last year is we were in the dragon year, and then we came into the dog month, which was huge, hurricanes and things changing. So if you have a dragon in your chart anywhere in your year, month, day, or hour, then that's an indication that something may change in that particular area of your life. And also, if you have it in the luck cycle, in Chinese astrology, in Bazai, we have luck cycles every 10 years. So every 10 years, the energy shifts and changes, and how does that affect our natal chart, okay? So if you are in the 10-year luck cycle of the dragon, then that is going to affect you in some way. In every, could be in every sector, just depends. Especially if you have dog in your natal chart, then, we kind of have to look at that. So if you want to have a reading with me, just go ahead and email me at myspiritualsanctuaryinfo@gmail.com, or you can call the hotel where I do readings, and that is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday between 11 and 5. I do over the phone readings as well if you can't make it in to have a reading with me one-on-one in my office, okay? So just something to think about. I do recommend getting a 60-minute reading with me, because 1 hour is needed in order to cover all the material. So if you've had a reading before with me, you understand. And maybe you want to have a reading for 2026, because I haven't done many of those yet. So I'm just putting it out there for anybody who is interested. Get in my calendar, okay? So in my email newsletter this month, I included in the Feng Shui of each particular area Feng Shui Bagua map for crystals, okay? Because people are always asking me, what crystals do I put in what area? So that's what I did. If you look in the email newsletter, you will see that I have associated a crystal to each particular sector. And that would be a cure that you could put in place for whatever way you want to enhance that space or that area or that particular life area. Now, when we look at the crystals, if you're putting crystals in each area for a particular reason, then usually you'll want to do some kind of an intention for that particular area of your life, right? So let's say I'm going to put rose quartz crystal in my relationship area, okay? Because that is the crystal for the relationship area, rose quartz. Then what you want to do is you want to bless it and say maybe a prayer 9 times in that area in relation to what is it that you would like to create in your relationships, okay? Not just marriage, not just, a romantic relationship, but it can be all relationships. What are you looking to create? And then 9 times is an auspicious number. 9 is the auspicious number. Say the prayer 9 times and visualize what you want to create into that area for your highest and best good, right? That's always for our highest and best good. And you can put other cures in those areas as well. But I wanted to add crystals to the cures this month because people have been asking me at the hotel, what crystal do I put in what place? What is it for this? What is it for that? So I thought it would be a good idea for me to include that in the newsletter. So most of you have done you've done tarot readings with me, or I've done an astrology reading or a mediumship reading, okay? So we haven't really done a whole lot of Feng Shui. And Feng Shui is something I've been doing for over 25 years. I started doing Feng Shui in 1996 when I started doing real estate. I was a real estate broker, and somebody suggested that I go take a class on Feng Shui. My astrologer said, you would make a great Feng Shui consultant. And I said, what is that? And she said, go check out a class. So what I did was I went and checked out a class and bought all the books and tapes and started using Feng Shui, and my life took off, okay? So I thought, wow, there is something to this. And I started building up my wealth area and my prosperity area. And I went from a 9-to-5 position that I was working for the county as a cost estimator at the time while I was building my real estate business to full-time business with appraisal and real estate. And I tripled my income in that year. So I knew I was onto something, and I started studying more and more and more and more. That is why I teach Feng Shui. I use Feng Shui because it does make such a difference in your life. I can say that when I feel like I have no control over what's going on around me in my external world, I can always prepare my space with the proper Feng Shui within my home, within my office, to feel the energy of the sanctuary. That's why I call my channel my spiritual sanctuary, because I created a sanctuary for myself just using Feng Shui. I did it really out of a need for to increase my real estate business over the last 35 years, from 96 until I moved to Florida. I had many clients, a lot of consultations, and did very well, and started teaching in the year 2000, and things just kind of took off. And I can honestly say that when I came to Florida under very not so pleasant circumstances. My father passed away. And I walked into a community that was not real happy I was there, because my dad's girlfriend was not happy that I moved to Florida and I have the condo that my dad had left for me. So it was a very tough time, I would say, from 2015 to 2020. And I decided in 2018 to create a sanctuary for myself there and start utilizing the tools of Feng Shui, and then started my channel, and found that the results were huge, life-changing. So I was able to stage my condo, get it all remodeled using Feng Shui principles, and catapulted myself out of there, out of that environment, which was not so good for me. Okay, so I just want to say that people ask me, why do I use Feng Shui? Well, you use it because it creates an environment that feeds your soul. It changes everything about the way you think about consciously your life, okay? And when we look at the cosmos and the energies from the stars, the flying stars, we look and see where are those flying stars hitting our space on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis, even on a daily basis, an hourly basis, okay? And how are those energy, how is that energy affecting us and the way we create, the way we produce, our energy levels? When we can look at the energies that are hitting the space and utilize them in a way that feeds your soul and feeds you, and you're utilizing the good chi flows in your business or your home environment, you sleep better, okay? You have less illness. You have better relationships. You have career opportunities that come out of nowhere, and therefore your prosperity increases, okay? And when our prosperity and our wealth increases, it just affects every area of our lives. And so that is why I teach flying stars. Many of you are not consultants or teachers that are on my email list, so I wanted to help you to understand how can it really change your life if you're in a position where I'm looking to create something new in my life, or a new career, or I'm looking to cultivate myself in a way that I'm more conscious about the way I'm moving with health or relationships or my creativity. I need more creativity in my life, so that I can create new things and be productive. Then Feng Shui is really helpful for that, okay? So when we look at this month, we see that we have some good areas and not so good areas. So the best areas this month are the southwest sectors. So whatever rooms you have in the southwest sectors are very positive chi flow, and also the east, okay? So those stars, the flying stars, the planets, the cosmos, the way they're hitting the east and the southwest, very positive energy, okay? So in my email newsletter, I go into detail of what cures to put in that place to feed the positive energy even more, because one of the things that I have found is when I really work with my positive areas and I spend more time in those areas, then I have better energy for all the different things that I'm trying to create, even sleep, okay, dreams, okay, those kind of things. And when I can offset the negative chi flow in those areas that are not so beneficial for me, then I can offset those energies, kind of leave those, some areas we want to leave just quiet, and then some areas they're just neutral, okay? That they're not good or bad, they're just very neutral. But if you're sleeping in an area that has a 2 or a 5 star, that's a problem, because you may create illness in those areas. The 2 star is a star of illness, the 5 star is a star of misfortune. If you have a chronic illness, then you may be susceptible to it becoming more aggravated, okay, because the energy is there in that area. So when we look at the flying stars on a monthly basis, it's very temporary, okay? It's just for the month. So when we look at the yearly stars, those are for the whole year. And then when we look at period 9, that's for 20 years, okay? So when we combined all three, then if we are working with the energies in those spaces, then we're helping ourselves to create the sanctuary that I was speaking about. Now, there is one more piece to the puzzle, and there's so many variables to Feng Shui and a consultation that there is more to the story. And so therefore, if you are having issues, you definitely want to get a consultation. And that would be that the fourth element is also the birth date of your home. Okay, and we're going to look at that. We're also going to look at what is your birth date and how is your Feng Shui of your space affecting you on a personal level. How is it affecting your occupants of the house and their birth charts? Okay, so we look at all of that. Okay, and we look at how it's all affecting based on landform, where the house is placed, what the dimensions of the house are, what, all kinds of things. So if you are looking to make some changes, or you're moving, you're looking for a new home, you're selling a home, you're building a home, you're renting a new home, you're renting an office space, you're thinking of moving office spaces, or you're creating home offices, those are all the reasons to receive a consultation before you make a decision to pick a space, okay? Because we want to make sure that the energy is good for you and for the people that are moving there with you, so that the chi flow is great, and therefore your opportunities, your prosperity, your wealth, your relationships prosper as well. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it at that. I feel that most of you are new at Feng Shui, so if you're not already on my email list, I would highly recommend that you get the email and take a look at the different enhancements that you can use in each particular area, and then try it, okay? And write down each, use a compass. Everybody has a compass on their phone these days. Stand in the middle of your home with the compass and look at what directions are where. What direction is your front door? What directions are all your rooms, okay? And then just sketch out a floor plan. If you have problems with it, I can help you with that, okay? And then write in what the monthly influences are, what the yearly influences are, what the period 9 influences are, and see what's going on in that particular area, that room of that house. Look at the particular area that it represents, okay? And then kind of take a look and see how it's affecting that particular area of your life. I think that you will see that there is a direct correlation there, okay? So if you need help, I'm always available for consultations. I don't have to be in your area to do a consultation. I can do one right over the internet or with a floor plan. And we can talk more about that. You can email me and I can fit you in my schedule, okay? So the Feng Shui for 2026 is coming up, and it's different than the Year of the Snake. I will be doing a Zoom seminar online coming up December, most likely, or January, and when we get closer, because the Year of the Fire Horse does not start until February, okay? So we do have time, and we do have October, November, December, and January. We have 4 more months left in this year. So, lots can happen in 90 days, okay? You can definitely make a lot of changes in your life. So if you have any questions, you know where to find me, and I am going to pick an Ching card for everybody for the month. And also, what I thought I would do is I'm going to do a reading for the month of the dog as well. So stay tuned for that. It will be coming up. Okay, well, there we go. Spirit didn't take long with this one. Okay, it's joy. And this is Hexagram 58, joy. I love that. Okay. what more could you ask for? This is a great and good time for you. Everything that you want is available to you. You will enjoy inner peace and security. Share this with others. Awesome. Hexagram 58, okay? Joy. Wow, exactly. I feel like it's going to be a good month. I know there's a lot of things going on around the world, but, you know, don't let it get you down. You do have, you know, personal space, personal lives are, you know, maybe different than what's going on in the rest of the world. One of the things my dad used to tell me was that, you know, some people have recessions while other people are having prosperity. And, you know, just because things are going on in the world doesn't mean it has to affect you on a personal micro level, okay? And that's where Feng Shui can help. So have some joy this month, okay? And I will be back with you most likely within the next few days with a reading for the month of the fire dog, all right? Until we meet again, my friends, I want to thank you for your time today and for joining me. And if you're new, I want to thank you so much for joining the channel and joining my newsletter. Thank you so much for being a part of my community and part of my soul family. I do appreciate everybody here. And if you've been with me a long time, thank you so much for coming back, and I hope you're enjoying the content, all right? I look forward to seeing everybody in a few days. Until then, I wish everybody much love and light. Namaste.